Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my bike shed. Today we're talking about cheap gear versus expensive gear. The real difference is always the quality and the price. I recommend you always buy the best gear possible. What is in your budget, but remember one thing, do not overspend, because that will cause you trouble in the long run. How do you decide how much to spend? There's a question of how often you plan to use it. And the second question is, what are your expectations for this particular product? I always been told by my dad, buy once and buy well. My dad's advice served me so far pretty well in my life. I still drive my old Land Rover, what I have now for over 20 years. Well, that's just my way of thinking. If I invest in something, I always try to get the most out of it. Let's look at my camping gear in a little bit more details. There are some core items I just do not compromise on it. Tent, sleeping bag, cooker and cot. Well, for you it's maybe completely different. You don't camp, you drive from hotel to hotel. There's nothing wrong with that, so you don't need a cooker, a sleeping bag or a cot or a tent. So that question is really not relevant for you. So the real question really is, what are you planning to do and how often do you plan to do it? This has to be really the main criteria when you decide what gear to buy. I'm certainly no gear snob, but I try to buy well. There are certain brands that just have a pedigree and you pay for it. So if you invest in these items, you know you get a quality product for the job in hand, and unfortunately that comes always with a slightly hefty price tag. Buying a tent in a supermarket, for example, will certainly keep you dry for a couple of days or a nice weekend, and if you look after it, it maybe even lasts a little bit longer. But would you bank on it if you plan to travel for 3 weeks cross country in wind and weather, snow, hailstones, burning sun, storms, thunder, lightning? I bet you would think twice. So if you are really clear about your objective, no doubt you will make the right choices. Personal choice goes hand in hand with your habits. I love camping. I like being on the road. It goes hand in hand. The total experience, waking up in the morning, making a nice cup of coffee, that is the pinnacle of a great holiday for me. However, my preferences changed over the years. These days, I can't travel without a cot. Now, for some people it's not important, but I do not like sleeping on the floor anymore. And that brings me back to tents. That's always the big discussion. I'm 6'1" and I do not like to crawl in and out of a tent. I also like to have the luxury of sitting in my tent and make myself something to eat. So having that extra headroom is very important. I can stand upright in my tent, take my motorbike gear on. It makes my life so much easier when I'm on the road for a long time. So all these decisions come really down to my personal preference. I am prepared to spend a little bit more money on certain products. For example, my sleeping bag. My sleeping bag is 30 years old. It has been everywhere. It is my home from home. When I bought it back 30 years ago, there wasn't that much stuff on the market. Most of the real good stuff was professional expedition grade gear. Well, I shelled out for it, and 30 years later, that sleeping bag is still my home from home. The bottom line is reliability, quality and comfort, and that all comes with a cost. Sometimes it is the cost of the purchase of the item. Other times is the packaging size. So you really have to weigh up what is most important for you. Quality costs money. There's no getting around it. But being sensible and prioritize where you spend your money on will not only give you a way better experience in the long run, but it also will save you money. There's nothing worse than stuff failing on you on your precious trip where you only have a limited amount of time to enjoy yourself. So make your decisions wisely. Don't skip on the essentials and stay away from the stuff you really don't need. So I hope you can relate to this video because we all like our gear. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon below so you don't miss anything. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And until next time guys, ride safe. Bye.